Ladies and gents, boys and girls, welcome back to the South Stand View. Guys, before we go any further, as I like to open every show by saying, please make sure you are liking, commenting and subscribing and press the notifications bell. If you do not press it, Mikey, what does that make you?
It makes you a bit of a nonce, really, if I'm being honest.
Nonce,
yeah.
But before we get on with our happy usual broadcast, we've lost a member of the South Stand View family today. We're not going to divulge too much because it is a bit of a sensitive subject, but just want to send our well wishes to Henry. We'll leave it there, boys, here and move on. But the Burnley preview, boys, that's why we're here. Yep. The weekend, Charles, could not really have gone much better for us, could it, mate?
No, I mean, if Carlsberg did weekends, I think this would be the perfect one. I had again, it's all hindsight, but I had a sneaky suspicion that Hull would do a job on Sheffield United on Friday. I don't know why. There was just something in water for me. I just fancied a shock there. But if you actually watched it, I mean, I watched the majority of it, and they were value for the 3 points. Especially the first goal that Hull scored. It was a really good counter-attacking goal. And then obviously Plymouth breaking Sunderland's hearts in I think that was the final moment of the game, wasn't it? Final minute.
Yeah.
Enzo. I'll allow Mike to say his name.
Enzo
LUFC. Yeah. I thought he was supposed to be the best championship signing ever, but obviously not. But yeah, it all just boils over nicely. Done it to tomorrow night, and hopefully Leeds just don't do a Leeds and just go and hopefully get the job done, because that would be a huge statement, even more so now, wouldn't it? So yeah, really good weekend.
100%, mate. But this is Leeds United. I don't need to remind you two boys that
it is.
You don't do things the easy way, Mike. How do we feel about it, mate? I mean, the typical Leeds United thing to do is not open up a gap and go 4 points clear. Is it 4 points clear we'd be if we win?
Yeah. 4 points clear a second. Yeah.
4 points clear of second. So expecting a loss, Mikey? Ashley Barnes, 90 plus 7?
Anyone but him. Anyone but him.
I think just to go back to what you said, it'd be the most Leeds United thing ever, wouldn't it? We did it a lot last season as well, didn't we? Where we get ourselves in a position where we can really put a gap between us and the chasing pack, and we fall short. But I think just to go to the game, I think I said it on the last podcast. I don't think we lose that game, and I think you look at the results around us this weekend. You look at the results of our past 2 games, 2 wins. I think a draw won't be the worst thing in the world, but also I think we nick it, lads. Me, I really do.
2-0, I think I said at the our predictions when we briefly did it last week, but I think I'll stick with that. I don't think we concede, but they've not pulled up any trees, lads. I know they're not conceding at all, pretty much, but 2 wins in the last 5, so by no means are they pulling up any trees. Charles, what do you reckon?
Yeah, I mean, as you've said, it's not like the greatest form in the world. I think everyone's kind of bigging them up. Well, overhyping them, sorry, should I say. Their goalkeeper's in unbelievable form. They've conceded 9 goals all season, which is an absolute joke. But they have drawn a lot of games as well. I was having a look at the table the other day, and I think if they'd have converted a few of those draws into wins, they could be quite a bit clear, in fairness. So, they're not as, brilliant as I think a lot of people are trying to make out. They're definitely beatable. I think aside from the top 4, the rest of the league is garbage. So, as Mike said, I don't think we lose this game either. I definitely don't think a draw is the worst outcome in the world at all. I think that would be worse for them than it would be for us. I'm quietly confident, but I'm just trying to be a bit realistic, and like I said, I'm happy either way. As long as we don't lose, I'll be happy with this, I think.
Yeah, 100%. Mikey, anything to add, mate?
Just on I had a look at the recent form actually earlier on today. And although they have they've drawn a few games, but if you've got to go all the way back to the beginning of November when they actually lost the game. So I think that the last game that they lost, I think, were Millwall, beginning of November. But when you look at them, I think a lot of the basis, a lot of what they do is built on a strong defensive line, isn't it? You say they're not conceding many goals, but they're not scoring many as well.
No.
I think their top scorer is Josh Brownell, and he's got 9, but that's from the centre midfield. I think the striker that Jay Rodriguez has only got 2 goals. I think next is Fleming with 6 goals. So a lot of what they do comes from midfield in terms of attacking, but they're not really a threat with the strikers. So it's the best defence against the best attack in it. So I think it's going to be a real tactical game. I don't think there's going to be many chances. I think if you look at the past few games as well, neither team for both teams, neither of us have conceded many chances, have we? So it's going to be fine margins, I think. But yeah, I think we'll nick it, if I'm being honest. What do you think, Isaac?
With saying that, mate, I mean, it's the best attackers versus the best defence. We've got the 3rd best defence in the division.
Yeah, exactly.
So
yeah.
That's not to be ignored. Like,
Yeah.
I'd rather be the top scorers and have the 3rd best defence than have like the other way around sort of thing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I'm confident, boys, and I've said all year we're going to win the league, and I feel like, was it Dan on the square ball that said we're going to go top over Christmas and stay there? And I thought that's a pretty bold statement at the time, but it sort of happened. And if we can somehow get 3 points over the line, fucking hell, I'm not going to say that. I was going to say the league's done, but I just feel like it put such a strong foot forward into securing the top 2. Like, I mean, Charlie said a lot in the past. He doesn't really give a fuck whether we finish 1st or 2nd, as long as we get over the line. Don't get me wrong, we all want to win the league, but I share that view with Charlie. I'm not really asked about 1st or 2nd. It doesn't really matter. I mean, you look at Ipswich and fucking Leicester. I mean, you can't really choose between them. Well, Ipswich are going quite well, aren't they? Well, we're going quite well till they came up against City. But,
I think Leicester are
Leicester are on the verge. They're on the verge of beating Tottenham at Tottenham.
Yeah.
Big Andrew's got to go in.
He's got to go now. He ain't got much time whatsoever, has he? I think it would get. I don't know who's available. I don't think there's many available. They'll have to go out there and probably take a manager. Ten Hag. It were 2-1. They were
winning 1-0 as well. They were winning 1-0.
Is it still 2-1, Charlie?
Yeah, it's still 2-1. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that might take Leicester out of the relegation zone, might it? But I think I predicted at start of the season that every team that will go up will come back down, and I still think that'll be the case. Yeah, I do. Yeah.
But like we say, boys, we're not really asked 1st or 2nd. I do think we win this game. I think we win it. I feel like it's going to be a bit of the Leicester game at home, a bit of a performance like that, where it's tight, but we come away with the win. But fingers crossed, boys, we get it done.
Can I just put a point here? Sorry, before you go any further. I know I'm kind of jumping ahead a bit here, but as it's about a certain individual that everyone thinks I have an agenda against, I thought I'd put the question to you. I saw on Twitter earlier someone make the point that they would go with Gruev in this game to play in the 6th role because they don't think Tanaka and Rothwell is the ideal partnership for a game like this, where it's going to be a bit more of a midfield battle. And at first I was thinking no, but then now I've thought about it, I still don't agree, but I can understand the point. Do you agree with that, or do you think it is the best way to go with Tanaka and Rothwell? Mike?
No, I wouldn't play Gruev. Go on, Mikey, sorry.
I understand why people are saying it, because I think when you look at Burnley this season, most of their goals and creativity is coming through the middle. So you've got Josh Brownell, who's scoring a lot and creating a lot. And I think you've got that Zion Fleming as well, who's scoring and creating a lot as well. So I understand why people are saying that, but we've got to play our own game and play to our own strengths, which I think is having Tanaka and Rothwell in the middle. We enforce our game on them. We don't.
There's no point overcomplicating it.
Yeah, exactly. We don't look to counteract them. We kind of enforce our game to them. I think. Impose, mate. Yeah.
Isaac,
they aren't coming out to play football against us. Fucking no chance.
You not think?
Not a chance, mate. I don't
even as the home side, no,
mate. No, if they come out and try and play football against us and try and attack, they won't know whether it's fucking New Year or New York, mate. We will rip the piss out of them if they try and attack us.
Yeah, we'd pick them off. I think.
They're just going to low block it. So I think we've got to try our best to play like our best, like progressive midfielders, who I think
they did that at Ellen Road, didn't they? To be fair,
exactly, mate. I feel like Scott Parker will think, right, carbon copy of what happened at Ellen Road. Then lads, two banks of four, and we'll just fucking absorb it all and try and hit him on the break. Hopefully, Manor Solomon falls on his ass again, and Matty Joseph misses after 30 seconds.
And personally as well, I think if Farker did go with Gruev, I think that's kind of showing his hand a little bit. That he's a little bit nervous about it if he picks Gruev. I think if you go into it, in my eyes, if he plays Gruev, that's pretty much him accepting that he wants a draw, or that he'd happily take a draw. You know, kind of like the West Brom game earlier on in season where we just set out for a draw, which I think in a game like this, you're just asking for trouble if you set up like that. As Mike said, and I agree, I think if we go and just don't overcomplicate it, just play our game, you know, whatever happens, you know, just go and do our own thing. You know, don't come down to their sort of level. Just go and play our game. So yeah, I agree with that.
I think when you look at it as well, we've got many match winners in our team than they have. Yeah. So we've got to play to their strengths. You know, we can, you know, obviously we've got Pido that's scoring. Well, not at the moment, but he's got 10 this season. And you look all across the three behind him, they can all chip in with goals. You've got Tanaka chipping in with goals. We've got so many players that are threats as opposed to them who've only got 2 or 3 players.
And at least if it isn't working for our players, we've got Nonto, we've got Larger, we've got players on the bench that can hopefully impact the game as well. So I think our bench is better than theirs. So
it's for us to take it to them, not for us to kind of look to counteract whatever they're going to do.
Yeah, I agree.
100%, boys. But that brings us on nicely to the segment that I feel like we put in the first time we played Burnley this season. And I'd like the rematch of our thoughts and opinions on Parker versus Farker. Both 2 promotions each, so they both hold the world title twice. Farker weighs in at like easily £40 heavier than Scott Parker, I think. But, I know seems like a bit of an arrogant bastard and he loves himself, but what's our overarching opinions, Mikey, of Scott Parker?
I think my opinion of him is he knows how to get the best out of a squad. It's not the most flamboyant and best football, but he knows how to organise a team. He knows how to structure a team. And he knows how to counteract other attacking teams, I think. And that's what we've seen against Fark. I think he's good at this level, but he's not the best manager in my opinion. And I think sometimes even his own fans are frustrated at the brand of football that they play. It's effective, it's defensive, but would you want to sit there every week and watch it? I'm not sure I would.
Charles, anything to add, buddy?
No, completely agree. I mean, even just how he dresses, he just looks like a wanker on the touchline, to be fair.
I was going to say, he wears a waistcoat well, I'll give him that.
Waistcoat on, but yeah, look, I think if he gets Burnley promoted, whether that's by automatics or playoffs, I think within 5 to 10 games next season is sacked. I think that's typically that's typically the pattern. In it, I think he got Fulham promoted and then he was sacked. He got Bournemouth promoted. I think they got beaten 9-0 at Anfield and then he was sacked. I don't fully rate him, but as Mike said, and I do agree, I think his level is the Championship. I didn't expect him to do as well as what he has done with them this season, especially defensively, obviously. But yeah, look, I don't rate him at all. And if I had to watch it every week, I would be horrified. I think even Burnley's fans this season haven't been happy. They moan about him all the time. So yeah, no, I don't rate him, mate. No.
I think even from in-house, mate, I think my dad rang me the other day and said he was speaking to a Burnley fan. I don't know how or where, but
on Twitter.
Probably, mate. He gets into so much shit on Twitter. He's just a shit house, mate.
I love it.
That's put that tweet out the other day saying, "Can we calm down until we've handled our business?" Because he was like goading fucking Sheffield United fans, and we like.
I must admit, I was as well.
Yeah. I would at it with Sunderland fans last night as well. So you got to get involved with that, haven't you?
You just know that, like if we did lose this game, that we're just
exactly. That's right. Like,
no, but you know, if you give it, you take it, don't you? It's fine.
The fun of it, innit?
It's fine.
I'm a stickler for bookmarking me though. Like everyone that said we weren't going to do it at the start of the season, I was like, right, I'll bookmark.
I must admit, if we lose this game, I will not be looking at Twitter until next morning.
No.
But yeah, there was a point when someone we appointed Fark. It looked at one point like Parker might be in the running.
Oh, God,
I think the final three was Patrick Vieira, Fark, and Parker. And I was like,
got Vieira or Parker.
We interviewed him, didn't we, Parker? I'm sure, didn't we?
Yeah, Vieira,
yeah.
And I was just thinking, it makes too much sense for us to go and get Daniel Fark. Why don't you just fucking do it?
Yeah,
and we did. Luckily for us. But I know we're not all totally sold on Fark, and a lot of people think, probably myself included, that he won't see the full extent of next season if we do get promoted. Or if he does, we're going to struggle. But I think we're going to struggle if we had fucking Pep in charge. He'd be scratching his face to fuck, wouldn't he? He wouldn't know what to do. But yeah, I think we've got the best manager in the division, lads. To be honest, if we're comparing the two, I would not swap Daniel Fark for any of the other 23 teams in the Championship.
No,
definitely.
And to be honest, probably the bottom 5 of the Premier League. Probably, mind you, Big Ange. Would I swap Fark with Big Ange?
No.
I don't know.
No.
I don't know.
Maybe take Ipswich manager. I think McKenna's
He'd be good at Championship level.
Yeah, that's what I'm about to say. He's good at. He's found his level at Championship.
He might get the Man United job next week, lads. Never know.
Oh, yeah. Alvarim's having a fucking stinker in it. He's having an absolute stinker. Great to see that.
Anyway,
I wouldn't Farker for anybody though at the minute. I don't think.
Not even Bielsa. Oh, here's a question.
Yeah, obviously I would for Bielsa. Yeah. That's just pure like that's nostalgia.
Yeah. I'd move freaking heaven and earth to get him back at Leeds. I would. Do you think what I'd get out of this team, out of players like Tanaka and Ramazani?
When you think about it, he had such a shit squad, really.
Horrendous thing.
when he got sacked.
I don't reckon Perot would last long at Murderball. Like, I reckon he'd be like, fuck this.
I don't think a lot of them would.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Tanaka being in his absolute element with Murderball, don't you think? I think he'd
love Tanaka. He'd have loved Tanaka.
He'd make Tanaka an absolute world beater. He would.
That's right, lads. Quick question on Bielsa before we move on and get back to the track. I want 3 players from the current squad that would work the best under that Bielsa system.
Okay. So I go.
Tanaka.
I'll say Tanaka. Bogle. I think Bogle would be an absolute beast underneath him.
Yeah.
And I would probably go for maybe Ramazani as well.
Yeah. I feel bad that we've not included Dan James in that because the squad was so shit that we had to play Dan James up front.
True.
The only reason why I haven't said Dan James is because Bielsa would still probably put him up front again.
I'm about to say that same thing. He's had Dan James and he'd go straight up front, wouldn't he?
I think he'd like Ampadu as well.
That'd be the Calvin role.
Yeah. Good point. Yeah, it'd be
as well, obviously.
It'd be Ampadu, wouldn't it, in Calvin's role, and it'd probably be Tanaka maybe in Klitsch's role.
Yeah.
And that's what. Yeah.
Do you reckon he'd get Rothwell fit? Well, fitter. Rothwell, you need to lose 5 kilos, mate.
This is depressing, me talking about Bielsa.
We've got to look back though now, and
it was a great time.
I just think the comparison, like I saying that, like we're doing this, but I see a lot of people obviously comparing the two, and I just don't think it's fair. Like they both had completely different squads, completely different time, and
We also did it with a fucking pub team, mate. That's why.
He did.
Mid-table at best, weren't we? That squad when he came in.
15th, mate. Who did he add to it? Bamford. held the cost of the second season. Ben White,
Jack Harrison,
Jack Harrison.
Rat.
Yeah.
He's the fucking ultra rat. Jack
He
Harrison.
is, he is the ultimate rat, innit?
If there's one player from that, I'd fucking take Robin Koch back over Jack Harrison, I'll be honest.
Yeah, I'd take Rasmus Christensen back over Harrison, I think.
Steady on, Charles, please, mate.
I agree with him.
Gruev out and Christensen in. Just saying.
What, to play in the middle of the park?
Yeah.
Yeah, why not? Why not?
Rasmus.
Why don't we just have a back four of Warriors where we have Rasmus and Verba?
Warriors.
We'd be classy League One, lads.
There'd be some
Don't get you on League One because we'll be here for hours.
I sometimes dream of us going back into League One so I can what? I'm only joking. No,
that's weird dreams if you have that, mate. But anyway.
No, I don't. It wouldn't be the same now, would it? It'd be like anyway, later on.
Anyway, we're moving on.
Lads, a question for you, which I often think to myself. When there is job openings around Europe and the lower end Premier League teams, you see a lot of managers in the Championship, whether that's last season, this season, talking about McKenna maybe getting put forward for them jobs. You never see Fark in that list. Why do you think that is? That's a question to both of you boys.
Well, I mean, he has worked. I think he were at Mönchengladbach he were at before us.
I mean, since he's been Leeds manager, mate.
Oh, since he's been Leeds manager. I don't know, to be honest with you. It's a good point. Is it the style of play? I don't think it'd be that because I think the style of play it's good for the Championship, but as we've all said, it's kind of vulnerable in the Premier League, I think, should we go up. So, but yeah, I'm not sure. Mike, what do you think?
Do you think it's because he's been in the Premier League twice and got relegated twice?
Probably, yeah, probably.
Mikey?
I think it is them two things. I think he's been in the Premiership with Norwich and failed twice, but I think a lot of that were down to funding. Norwich are happy to yo out there. And I think it is his brand of football as well. I think when teams are looking for managers now, they're looking for this play out from the back, expansive football, over flooding, areas and stuff like that. And he doesn't do any of that. And that seems to be the real kind of way everybody wants to play this, in recent times. So I think his style of football is not probably seen as innovative as these other managers are, but which I think is unfair. And I think it would be unfair to criticise him as well on his time with Norwich because they didn't give him any money whatsoever, did they? No,
not really, mate. I think, did he sign any of we'll call them the main group of Norwich players like Buendia and Pukki in the Championship, or were they already there?
I think he's
Championship.
Yeah,
in Championship.
That's fucking either great recruitment or just sheer luck that he got like that. Yeah. Well, no, Max Aarons and Jamal Lowe he bought through the academy, didn't he? He bought them straight up. And they've obviously gone on. Well, where's Max Aarons now?
He was at Bournemouth, wasn't he? I think they've loaned him out.
He's gone to Valencia, hasn't he? I think
that's it, mate. Yeah,
he's gone to Valencia. He's gone to Carlos, hasn't he? But I think Fark, he brought some good players in Fark, I think. But I think a lot of the credit went to that director of football that we were linked with. I forgot his name now. A lot
Leeds
of the credit, a lot of the credit went to him. But I remember he brought a few players over from Germany as well who looked pretty good in that league. I think Zimmerman was one of them. And
Zimmerman, centre midfielder.
Yes, he was a really good signing, and I think he would have Fark signing. But yeah, he don't get the credit he deserves. I don't think, especially for the time with Norwich in Premiership because he had no money.
Just touching on recruitment then, and swinging it back to our stuff, what we're doing now. If we look at the time the 49ers and Fark took over this fucking shambles, I think our recruitment, lads, has got a fucking pretty good success rate. I don't know about you. You look at the players that hasn't worked out with. All right, we had Jed Spence on loan, but I think that was a character thing more. I think last season, if we said, lads, we're getting Jed Spence, we're all like, fuck me.
Yeah.
Remember him at Forest?
I was
as well.
Yeah.
But the success rate is high. I mean, can we think of anyone that hasn't really cut it? I mean, Schmidt looks decent, what we've seen of him so far, but he's not really been given the game time.
You could maybe argue Kamara because he got sold after one season, but
for a profit, though, isn't it?
For a profit, yeah. I didn't think Kamara was actually that bad of a player for the majority of last season. I think he just tailed off towards end. But no, I think it has been good. Even if you look at Fark's success rate with like Somerville, like I know he obviously didn't sign him, and obviously Georgie as well. I think the fact that he's obviously turned them into really good players and he's sold them on for decent fees. I think that's good recruitment as well in terms of the outgoings as well. But I know why everyone's a bit nervous. We've not signed anyone, but I'm not being funny. Sheffield United have signed Ben Brereton Diaz and Tom Cannon, and they went absolutely missing on Friday night. I thought, there's Callum O'Hare as well, who he's a little bastard as well.
I can't lie.
Yeah. Every time I look at him, I can hear that voice, and it just pisses me off.
Yeah. Sushi in it.
There's Hamer as well. I think he was suspended on Friday. I think he's got one more game as well where he's suspended. But yeah, and if that's the sort of players that these teams are bringing in, then I'm all right. We're not signing anyone, to be honest.
John Joe Kenny we're getting now. What a
Shelby's signed for Burnley as well. But yeah, look,
I think he'll play tomorrow, Shelby.
Yeah, he'll score his free kick, won't he?
Straight through Melia's hands.
Yeah. No, there's Enzo Leffi as well. Enzo Leffi at Sunderland.
Yeah. The best signing in Championship history, Mikey, as you said on TikTok.
He's been an absolute ghost, hasn't he, for the past 2 or 3 games, hasn't he?
He's signed there and thinks, what the fuck have I done here?
I know. He'll be straight on that.
I'll tell you what it boils down to. That low attendance in his first game, he's like, I ain't fucking playing for this tin pot shit.
Yeah. It'll be like they've all been hyping me up on social media and they can't be bothered to come and watch me. But
have you all seen as well that Buendia has signed a contract extension at Villa for another year? Which I think is just a ploy to get him out, maybe on a loan, and then if a team wants him, they'll have to pay a little bit more.
Yeah. I think he's going to
buy a Leverkusen.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I heard that as well. Yeah.
I knew we wouldn't get him, so I'm upset about that.
If that's the calibre of team that's looking at him that won the Bundesliga last season, he's not really coming.
Yeah. We're never going to drop to Champo, worry.
No. He's been playing in Champions League, hasn't he? So, if you're Buendia, you want to be kind of pushing on, don't you? Playing at the same level or a better level, really. You don't want to be dropping down.
Yeah, mate, I agree 100%. On Bayer Leverkusen, lads, I looked at, because obviously they won the league last year, and I just wanted to do a little bit of comparison between, Championship price tickets and the team that won the Bundesliga last year. Can you hazard a guess about what you can pick a season ticket up for Bayer Leverkusen?
Oh, it's mad, isn't it? It's about 100. It's about 150 quid, isn't it? Something like that.
170 quid.
Wow.
Charlie, how much did you pay for yours, mate? If you don't mind sharing. 5.5.
660.
Fuck me.
Crazy, isn't it?
That 50 plus one thing that they do in Germany.
Yeah,
that's a great model of business. But
they do it right over there, don't they? It's all about the fans, isn't it?
Like fan owned, aren't they? A lot of teams.
Yeah. There's only one team that don't do that, and that's our owners.
I was going to say they hate Leipzig over there, don't they? Because they see what they do is totally opposite to what the rest of the league do, and I think they all held Klopp in quite high esteem over there, didn't they? But his stock's gone down a lot, hasn't it, since he joined Red Bull?
Yeah.
Yeah, he got quite shirty. It was someone on an interview recently as well that he was doing for Red Bull, if you've seen it. Yeah. They were saying, there's a lot of change in like the Red Bull football group. Can you see yourself managing maybe a Red Bull team? And he was like, no. And I was like, come on, Jurgen, lad. Do you fancy it, mate?
He's just on payroll, isn't he? I mean, what exactly is he going to be doing?
He's basically just an ambassador. He's not doing all.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Head of Red Bull football or something.
Sort of bollocks.
He's just putting his feet up till Germany job comes, maybe, or Real Madrid or Barca or something like that. I think that's what his plans are.
He signed an extension, hasn't he? Germany manager, I think.
Yeah, he just has. Yeah.
Klopp's like fucking hell. But lads, should we move on to our final score predictions then for the game on Monday?
Yeah,
Mikey, we'll start with you, mate.
I am going to go for a slender 1-0 win. I think.
Who's your pick?
I am going to go Ramazani off the bench.
Ooh, off the bench.
Off the bench.
Mate. What minute? We'll have a £2 bet.
I'm going to go.
Closest.
I'm going to go 75th minute Ramazani.
Lay it on. I like it.
Lay it on. Yeah.
I don't know what to say here.
Don't be a fucking negative Nelly, mate.
I don't know if to be.
We aren't playing Barcelona, we're playing Burnley.
Burnley.
Let me get me signed.
See, the other day I was thinking 1-1. Yeah, I think I'm going to go 2-1. I do think we'll concede in this one. So yeah, I'll go with a very tight 2-1 win. Yeah.
Scorers, mate.
I think the Spliffmeister will score in this one.
He's due one.
Yeah, the Spliffmeister. And I'll go Nonto off the bench.
Willie.
Yeah.
Willie always leaves you wanting more, as you've heard me say previously. Hopefully he doesn't now. I'll go 2-0. The Spliffmeister's due one, so he's got to score. And do you know what, lads?
How about League Two, Matty, off the bench?
I'm going for it. League Two,
Matty. You're going for it? Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Joel Lippy
right.
and League Two, Matty.
Do you think if he scores, he'll be promoted to League One, Matty?
No, he has to do well against a League One team.
Oh, right, okay. Right, fair, yeah.
Turf Moor, Matty.
Turf Moor, Matty, yeah. That makes him feel like some hero.
Yeah, true.
He will be an hero if he scores tomorrow.
Yeah. What are our memorable Leeds games away at Turf Moor? The Rob Snodgrass one for me, where he scored 2 under Grayson in the black and green kit.
I remember going to Turf Moor when I was younger, and we got absolutely battered there. So I've got very bad memories of Turf Moor.
I think for mine it's more recent. I think when we were in Premiership, do you remember when we went there? Were it 3 or 4-0 we won? I think there were 2 from Rodrigo.
Back end of the season.
Yeah, 4-0, wasn't it? Yeah.
1 from Klitsch, and I can't remember who scored other, but we absolutely annihilated them there, didn't we? So I think that's probably my favourite. It's quite recent, but it's my favourite memory of us at Turf Moor.
How detrimental is a defeat tomorrow, though? Just looking on the worst case, do you think if we lose this, it'll be massively detrimental or not?
No. It's another game gone, and we're still top of the league, mate. You are, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's disappointing, isn't it? I mean, it'll be another one of those instances where we've had an opportunity to put a bit of space between us and chasing pack, and we've not done it. I think that'll be the most disappointing thing about it. But
it just means it'll be a hell of a lot tighter at the top. Though,
But you know, we don't make it easy for ourselves, do we, boys? So it's probably
as you said earlier, though, like I don't think we lose this game. I think worst case is a draw.
I don't. I think they sit back and they defend. And just talking about defenders, actually, they've got an absolute beast at the back, aren't they? That Esteve, that young French kid that they got at the back, he's been an absolute beast for them. I think when you look at I think they bought him, didn't they, from France? I think it was Montpellier. I think they paid a good chunk for him, about 12 mil for him. And he's only young as well. I think he's only 21 or something like that. But I think when you look at it, I think him and Striker probably be the standout defenders this season. So I think a lot of people talk about Tanaka being best signing next season, probably for value. But when you look at that Esteve, he's some player in.
He's no Joe Rodon.
He's not.
No, definitely not.
He's
Welsh Wall.
Right, boys. Predicted 11s. Hit me, Mikey.
I'm going to go Alex Cairns in goal.
Okay. I rate that.
Yeah, so Melly in goal, obviously. I'm gonna say that Firpo comes back to the starting 11 tomorrow. So I think it'll be Firpo left back, Bogle right back, Obviously, Ampadu and Joe Rodon at centre back, and then we go for Tanaka, Rothwell in the middle, and then Solomon. Feed the rat through the middle. Dan James on the right and Spliffmeister General up front. So not many changes. I just think Firpo comes into it.
Yeah, I think the only change will be Firpo.
Yeah, lads, there's no point going any further with that then. I think we're all on the same page. But a little final segment, lads, that I've just got on my notes, that is a challenge for you two. I would like you to name 3 players that have played for both Burnley and Leeds.
Bloody hell.
Blake.
Correct.
Clark
Carlisle, yeah.
Clark Carlisle. There's another one that I'm thinking of.
Jadon Anthony recently.
Yeah. All right, yeah, keep going then. Name as many as you can. There's an obvious one for me.
Is it a recent one?
No, not that recent. But he went straight from Leeds to Burnley.
Chris Wood.
Oh, Chris Wood, yeah. And then there's Charlie Taylor as well, isn't there?
Oh, yeah.
Charlie Taylor. So there's been a few, haven't there, over years?
I'm trying to think if there's anyone else that we're missing out.
I think so. Not that I can think.
Have you ever shared a manager with Burnley? Not that I can remember. I can't remember Grayson going to Burnley or anything.
No. I know Warnock's been to many clubs, but we're not being Burnley, has it?
No, mate, no. Where's he touting for a job now? Fucking Torquay or something, innit? He wants a job.
Yeah.
He were in studio on Friday night for that Sheffield United game, and I instantly muted it.
Yeah.
You do, Sharon.
I'll have one last go of it. He talks about bollocks, doesn't he?
He retired when he left us in like fucking 2015, 2012.
It's like Tyson Fury, and he just keeps retiring and just coming back.
Do you reckon he's coming back, old Tyson?
Yeah. 100%.
I think there must be a Netflix documentary coming or something like that. Because
negotiation tactic to just get a bit more cash from AJ, I think. But anyway, that's a different topic.
Who wins, AJ or Fury, when it happens?
Fury, all day long.
I don't know. I'll go Fury, but it's the psychological damage in it of what Usek has done to him. But I think Fury wins it.
Fury a tie with him.
I'll go AJ, personally.
Lads, just on a final note, just one from me. I went on an Ellen Road tour yesterday.
Oh, yes, you did.
Did you hide the shirt, mate, like we requested?
Did you hide Melier's shirt?
Well, my son saw Melier's shirt and Darlow's, and he said at top of his voice in front of everyone, because there were a few more people on tour, he's like, "We need to sell them both, don't we, Dad?" I don't like either of them, but it was a really good tour actually. So they took you in changing rooms, they took you around the pitch, and they took you in kind of director's box, and it showed you like where the directors dined before the game. But there were a really good tour guide, a woman called Sarah. So shout out to Sarah. She were brilliant, proper newer stuff, and she I like to think I'm quite well versed on facts and stuff under for Leeds United. But she told me a couple of things that I didn't even know. So she
should have got her on, mate. Should have touted her in.
I know. She said give her a review on TripAdvisor, so I'll see if I can put it in TripAdvisor that I want her on the pod, because she knew her shit. But there were a couple of things really. And she was talking about when Leeds got the Dirty Leeds tag. And basically she said it were after a game against Everton, and they put it in papers that Dirty Leeds and Don Revy got like someone over from America, like a fans relation fella. And did you know that Leeds were the first team ever to put names on back of shirts? And Leeds were the first teams ever to sell in England to sell shirts to fans. I didn't know that.
No.
When there's money to be made.
Exactly. So that were a really good piece of information that she told me. But she was showing us where, when we're outside on the pitch, she was showing us where they expect the new stands to be built and stuff like that. And she also said, which I wasn't too sure, I mean, she knew her stuff, but she was saying if we go up, obviously she's under the impression that we've got loads of money to spend, and she said that if Leeds go up, they're the second richest team in England. She said behind Newcastle. That's what she said. She said with the backing. Yeah, so with I know I thought that. Sarah. Yeah. But she said obviously with the 49ers and the money that they've got, but she also said they're backing a Red Bull, which I thought were interesting. So maybe do a Red Bull gonna step up the investment?
Just do a Forest and sign about 50 players.
Lads, yeah. I genuinely think we are gonna fucking gung-ho it if we go up.
I hope so.
I think we should drop 200, 300 mil. You know, if we've got that kind of money that good old Sarah were talking about, you know, if we've got that kind of money, we need to drop 200, 300 mil on players and just fuck the rules like everyone else does.
Dockers 10 points, we'll finish 5th. Who cares? Instead of winning the league, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and we'll take 2 points, 6 points at most, but we'll be sitting pretty, won't we?
We'll get Haaland out with that fucking 100-year deal he's on. The slave labour he's on at City. But any sign of Sticks, mate, at the ground? Was he kicking around?
Who's that?
Sticks. Do you see any Sticks at the toe?
No.
Sticks.
Yeah,
you know the guy that was like Bielsa's the old player liaison guy that the club sacked.
No. I remember him when I went to a game. Which game? I went in. I sat in hospitality and he was there. Lovely fella.
Yeah. He gave me a toe, mate, when I was about 11. Sticks.
Yeah, and he was telling me about when Bielsa, how we did raffles for old people behind scenes, and they got a car and they got iPhones and stuff like that, and he was talking really, really highly about Bielsa.
Yeah, and then after Bielsa left, they got rid of him.
Yeah.
And it's only since the 49ers came back in that he's back in as like a, what's it called, the club ambassador. So, big tick for the 49ers there. But, gents, should we leave it there for today? Charlie's got Love Island to watch in a few hours, so he's getting pulled for a chat, as Mikey said there.
He's put a fire pit in garden on it.
Keep it going, yeah. Okay.
Have we watched the Molly May documentary yet, Charles?
Yeah.
I'm sad to say I have, yeah.
I have as well. I'll take ownership. I've watched it.
Yeah.
Do you shout, I've got a text and that when you're at home?
Got a text!
Tell you what, it was shit, I thought. But I sat through it. But anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, right. We'll see you around the fire pit on Tuesday then, gentlemen.
We will indeed.
Hopefully we're all in a good mood.
I think we will be, boys.
Let's get 3 points, lads, put a bit of a gap in the mix. Yeah. But absolutely. As always, thanks for tuning in, guys. Charlie, send us home, brother.
Yeah, as always, make sure you're liking, commenting, and subscribing. This will be out on Apple and Spotify as well. So, if you prefer to listen to the podcast there, then go and have a look at us there as well. But as Isaac said, we'll see you on Tuesday, where hopefully we're all in a very good mood. So enjoy the rest of your Sunday, and we'll see you then. Cheers.
Bye.